Hey you, there's no time to lose. Would you like to listen to some Head Over the Footy interviews?
Well, boys, welcome to Head Over the Footy. It's a pleasure to have your company. First interview Head Over the Footy is doing, but let's not even bother talking about that for now. Let's focus on our guests. We got two superstars here, AFL players. Very lucky to have you, boys. We're also mates from school, which we'll get into, but plenty to discuss today. Brodie Kemp, welcome.
Thanks for having us, Hats. Appreciate it.
No worries, mate. Carlton footballer. And Thomson Dow, how you going?
Good, mate. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks, boys. So, yeah, we obviously went to school together and all that, but, kept in touch after school, and you guys are obviously stars of the game. You're out at opening round, and we'll get into that to start. We've got a number of things I want to ask you later on, but opening round, you guys were up there in Queensland. Both of you were in Queensland. How was the game? Thomson, I'll start with you because Damien Hardwick, your old coach, coming up against him. How was the game and the opening round?
Yeah, well, they obviously got the chockies in the end, but we fought back pretty hard in the second half. That was how we wanted to play in the second half. They obviously did what they wanted to do in the first, but the fact we bounced back was a big positive. So something to build on. Yeah,
definitely. And did the boys get the chance to speak to Dimmer after the game?
I don't think so. I think we were pretty quick to get off the field. But you don't really get a chance to do, like, after the game, you shake hands and you get off. It's sort of, unless you have a win on a home game, you go around. But no, we were in the rooms pretty quickly. There was a few boys that had a chat before it, but
yeah. Nice. And Kempy, yourself, mate, that game was crazy, that Carlton game. You guys, let's go through a few things here. I've written down a few notes because it was just a remarkable game. You guys have lost 9 games in a row at the Gabba against the Lions, and more than a decade since you last beat them up there.
Yep.
Just incredible. You guys came from, what was it? It was
46, I think. In the end.
46 points down. A quarter later in the third quarter, leading by 3 points. That's just remarkable.
Yeah, it was. It was. I was saying before, it was definitely probably one of my favourite home and away wins that I've ever had. It looked a bit shaky in the first quarter. I thought, geez, maybe they might run over us here, but we came in at quarter time, half time, and everything that was sort of going wrong was easily fixable. We fixed it in the third quarter, and luckily got the win. Yeah,
and 14 matches the Lions have won there. You guys broke that streak of theirs. The last time they lost a game there was against Melbourne in the last round in 2022. So crazy stuff.
It's a massive effort, yeah. And I think it just, especially from coming down from such a big margin, and then the environment being at the Gabba against Brisbane, I think it's definitely massive for our confidence going forward if we ever get in that situation again.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have been possible without the boot of Harry McKay kicking that goal to get 1 point ahead with 2 minutes left on the clock.
Something like that. Yeah.
So good for him to kick that goal, and he's had a few worries with his goal kicking, but he really stepped up there, which is so good for him.
Yeah, he did. He obviously it was well documented last year about just Carlton's inaccuracy as a whole, but H is a professional and he spent heaps of time in the off season going to work on his goal kicking, and then this pre-season. So, to everyone that was out on the field watching as a Carlton supporter, it may have been nervous, but as teammates, we sort of knew that. We knew the work he'd been doing, and we were pretty confident he was going to put it through.
How hard has he been working on his goal kicking? Like, have you seen him working in the background? Like, can you give us any insights behind the scenes at the club?
He's probably, I'd say, every training session he'd be the last one to come in off the training track, just because always gets a coach out there. Gets like 2 bags of balls and just make sure he's going through his routine, whether he wants to critique a few things, change it. He spent a lot of time this off-season and pre-season as well. It's obviously paying dividends. We've seen it on the weekend, or on Friday night, sorry. He's a professional, and he works hard, and it's good to see him get rewarded.
Very nice. And speaking of the opening round, what did you guys think of the concept? Like, the crowds were quite good up there, weren't they, Thomson?
Yeah, I think it was a sellout.
And get that mic closer to you, just in case if the audience can't hear you.
I'll blame you for that one, mate.
I know, our producer, mate.
It was a sellout at what's it even called now? People
Oh,
First.
mate,
People First
the stadium changes.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah, mate, you gotta
change names.
Yeah, you got to do a course to learn all the new stadium names now and the new sponsors. So, but it was like Metricon or something. That is the usual.
Metricon.
The old.
That's what
old
I know.
name. Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, sellout. The crowd was pretty loud. Like, I debuted up there in 2020, and obviously there was only allowed like maybe 5,000, if that. So it was a fair difference going up there.
Yeah.
On the weekend.
And we're going to get into some other things, but I just want to quickly touch on the games, just make sure we clear all that up.
Yep.
Adam Uze what did he say to you? You guys, they kicked 11 straight goals, the Suns. They were dominating. But then Richmond turned it around, and I was watching the game. It was really impressive to see 7 goals straight kicked. And you guys, it was similar in the practice matches for you guys, boys, wasn't it? You guys kicked a few goals in a row after conceding a few in a row. So, like, did Uze mention that post-game and as a positive for you guys?
Oh, well, momentum's a big thing in footy, and I mean, you sort of don't there's times, and you'll be able to say this as well, like when you get on a run, you know, energy builds, everyone's up and about, and if you can get on a run and play, like, that's what happened with us both games really. Yeah. But Uz was stoked, and he's mentioned this, I think in his presser, but you know, the fact that we could bounce back after conceding so many goals in a row was the biggest positive. So yeah, it's something to build on.
Yeah, definitely shows character, I reckon, for teams that you can go down by a lot of goals, but just that ability to bounce back. And so obviously seeing Richmond do it, and a number of other teams do it, and as well as Carlton, I thought it showed a lot of maturity for our group to find ways to bounce back after conceding a lot of goals in a row. But obviously we don't want to keep playing like that, and it's not sustainable. So hopefully we can get better at stopping the bleeding just after 2 or 3.
Absolutely. We're going to change pace now, okay? We're going to get into the real stuff, all right?
Yeah.
So, Kempy, I've got written here, house party verbal stoush.
It's between me and you.
Between me and you, mate. Dowie was there, so he's in on this.
Yeah.
But I was caught in pre-season getting into Carlton a bit. I apologise. I went over the top.
No, that's fine. You got to do your job, Hats.
Exactly. Well, I probably went over the top. You're given so many opinions as a media person, so you're going to get some wrong. And I admit I probably went a bit too hard at Carlton. I said they weren't a top 4 team.
Yep.
But in saying that, I had them predicted to finish 5th.
Yeah, that is
my latter
true.
Predictions,
Which is close enough. But I mean,
Searching for the clicks.
Yeah. No,
But,
that's fine.
verbal stoush, mate. Yeah, you are you forgiven me, mate? You've come back for a podcast, and you're clearly all right with me now. Is that right?
I've forgiven you, mate. Yeah, I have. And yes, we had a good win on the weekend, but it's only round 0, so you know, who knows what the season finishes. Yeah,
definitely. And for you, Dowie, tell us a bit about yourself. Well, we should give the audience a bit of an insight into you two both. You both live together. So what's that like?
Yeah, it's good. It's what's it been? 3 years now. That's right, 3 or 4. Yeah. And yeah, it was really so. First year we didn't live together, and then it was like COVID, so we were both up in the hub. And then after that, myself, Thompson, and Flynn Perez, who played at North Melbourne for about 4 years, all lived together until last year. We're just living across the road, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant. If there's anything more you want to add on that.
Yeah.
It
doesn't sound like Thompson's too on board there, mate.
No, it has been awesome. He's, I mean, he has his tendencies. He's, I don't want to go into too much detail. I don't want to throw him under the bus, but, you know, he has improved. Let's say he's improved since we first moved in terms of his cleanliness.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I have improved.
Well, what's the worst thing? Dishes or what else is bad? Laundry. What else can be bad around the house?
like the
Thompson, you tell us, mate.
the communal areas are pretty good, but it'd just be more like my areas. Like sometimes they can get a bit out of hand. But
Yeah.
communal areas at the start, like when we first lived together, I was probably a bit slack on a few areas. But yeah, as you said, gotten better now, mate.
We've only just discovered that he has carpet in his bedroom floor. It's been covered for that long.
Right. Okay, beautiful, mate. You're looking in good shape in terms of the clothing. No stains, even though you've been stepping on them.
Yeah.
It's been sitting above your carpet. That's all right.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
Well, good stuff. What's it like mixing in with, like you two? You're going to be playing against each other potentially this week, or you will be. What's it like having? Have you guys played against each other before in AFL colours?
No, I don't really have.
Well, as in at AFL level? Or
Yeah.
Nah, we've played each other in a few VFL matches.
Yeah, this would be, well...
First each other.
Have you boys thought about it for coming up against each other this Thursday?
Nah, not really. Well, we haven't thought about this week, I don't think.
Well, yeah, the other thing is we only just played. We only played,
Yeah.
3 days, 3 days ago?
Yeah.
But, no doubt, when we head into the club tomorrow, start reviewing them.
Yeah.
There'll be a bit of tension rising.
Yeah. Might spike his pasta pre-game or something like that. But no, it's fine. Like when you get to the game, then you're in footy mode, and then he becomes opposition. But for the rest of the time, it's basically like housemates again.
Yeah, and you guys have like in the AFL, you come up against guys you've lived with, become mates with, because. I know that I think you're good mates with Sam Walsh. You went on a trip with him to Japan.
Yep.
So he's hanging out at your place. Obviously, you're living with Thomson, so Thomson gets to know Sam Walsh. And that's just one example of many where you're getting to know all these guys from across all clubs.
Yep.
What's that like? And like when you come up against them, do you get a chance to speak to them, or it's all sort of outside of footy where you connect with them?
Yeah. You want to answer that one?
So what exactly are you asking?
Here we go. First shit question on the podcast. Well, what's it? Do you get a chance to catch up with Caleb Sarong, for example? We went to school with him.
Yeah.
Do you get a chance to speak with him after the game? Like, what's that like?
You get a chance, yeah, for sure. And, using Caleb as an example, he's moved to Perth, been there since he got drafted, so you don't get to see him as much. So any chance you get to catch up post-game, it's always good. But, yeah, it's like, you become friends, even you become friends with friends of friends, and, even, my brother lives with a few of the boys. You build different connections, but it's just life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, at the end of the day, footy's our job, so...
Yeah.
It's not going to stop friendships.
And you mentioned Paddy there. Obviously, he got drafted. He's 2 years older than you?
2 years older, exactly.
Yeah.
To the day.
Oh, there you go. Bang. What's like him going through AFL? He obviously started at Carlton. Did that have any benefit for you or like influence on your pathway up? And even before you got drafted, and then once you got in the system, did he help you out? Like, what was that like?
He's always been a good role model, and seeing someone pave the way always makes the dream seem more real. So seeing him get drafted had a lot of admiration for him for that, and then seeing the way he's handled himself throughout his career so far has been awesome, and he's always someone to lean on, which is great. But yeah, he's doing well at Saints. He settled in there nicely. I think he's not too far off getting back on the pitch. So he's just had a bit of a sore knee, but he'll be back and firing soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, very nice. And you've also got two other brothers. Yep, Max.
Bit uncertain there.
Well, I know Max. What? Who's? No, I can't. I've done my research. I got it right.
Yeah. So I got my eldest brother Jed, he's 28, I believe, and then Max is 20.
Have you done your research? Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
they're doing all right as well.
absolutely. Now, FIFA boys, I want to get into this because I know that you boys love it.
Yeah.
Who's the better player?
It's definitely me.
I think we could both comfortably agree it is myself.
He's got it over me.
Yeah, but that's because I spent a lot of time on it. So like I should be better, so to speak. Because a couple of years ago I spent a lot of some scary hours playing that game. So yeah.
Are you the Nick Kyrgios of the AFL? Playing PS4 up till 4 a.m.
Nah.
Not those areas.
Not those to those sort of extremities. But during the day, I would spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah, nice.
But this year, I don't know. The game's not very good this year. It's we're sort of off it now at the
We're a
moment.
bit flat on it, aren't we?
Playing a bit of Fortnite now. So
Yeah, right.
which is
You
bad.
got to go through your waves.
You do,
Get
yeah.
into it. You don't.